Hey everybody, this is John. Today I wanted to go over how to relieve some elbow pain. Now, there's two kind of common spots in your elbow or around your elbow that typically will get like a tendinitis, or they have a lot of scar tissue, or that just gets sore. It can happen either from, hey, say you're doing a lot of chin-ups or a lot of really heavy grip work. Okay, that can challenge a certain spot in your elbow versus. Or if you're throwing something, and in say you're a baseball pitcher and you're throwing, that's going to be stretching that muscle a lot. Or if you're doing a lot of repetitive motions, like we have people that are, working on computers every day, say a mouse, and just that like little bit of movement, for years can then end up kind of giving you some elbow tendinitis on that side as well, or what's it called, golfer's elbow or tennis elbow. So pretty much it's either going to be right above this little bony process right there in your elbow, or it's going to be on the other side and like this little piece of meat right there. Now, depending on where you have it will be dependent on how you're going to change things. I still think people should train. You just have to then be careful on how you're holding things. Now, if I was going to do a TRX row and the top part of my elbow hurt, well, if my wrists are or my palms are facing each other, I'm going to call upon this muscle more, so then it's going to bother me more. So rows, which we want you to do, okay, you're then going to have to change. We could then go, say, palms up, and it's not going to bother that elbow that much doing that. Now, then it's the flip side. If it's this side that hurts, palms up might bother it. We want to go more of a hammer, or like a palms facing in, okay, or a palms down, okay, and you should be able to pull, okay. So what we say is we're like, well, hey, find where it doesn't hurt, because we want you to still train, because we'd rather you be stronger and then having some pain versus stopping exercise completely and then you end up getting weaker and then you're still in pain. So one of the first things we say with a lot of, say, the injuries, or if people have any pain, we want to do some direct work to that. So grab a lacrosse ball, find where that hurts in that area. Okay, you can dig at that area or go on top. If it's on the top side, I like to use more of a lacrosse ball. It's easier to work. On the inside, I like to use a thumb. Okay, so you can get your thumb in there and you can massage and dig at that. And I'll tell people, hey, throughout the day, kind of get in there and work on it, because you want to force blood into that area, because it's typically not the muscle that's having the issue. It's the connective tissue that doesn't really get a lot of blood flow. So you have to force that into there. Now, you can also do what's called a pin and stretch. It's easier to do on the inside of the elbow. You can pinch right where it hurts. Massage therapists like to do this. Push in right where it hurts, and then you're going to extend out, okay, and you're going to hold on that spot the whole time, then we're going to come in and out, okay. I have actually some elbow pain here, so this kind of hurts pretty good. It's harder to do on this side, but you can. Usually it's easier to have like one person kind of help you out and kind of push in and out, kind of get it like a weird angle. That will help. So besides changing the movements and having you pull in different directions, pin and stretching, direct grip work will help, where we actually will say, hey, let's grab like a fat grip and then use lighter weights. We can do, direct curls or extensions. You're just going to have to be careful with like not doing too much. We want to go light and then focus on getting that stronger, working through it, because it's kind of just like how, say, if we have knee tendinitis, that doesn't mean that we're never going to be able to do stuff with our knees. We just need to get that knee tendon stronger. There are bands that you can do that help out a lot. Same thing with like your knee. You can get like a band that goes across like this. So if you're exercising or if it's just hurting more than usual, you can put that band on and it's going to help with the swelling, okay? Or not the swelling, it'd be like trying to think of the best way to explain it, but swelling would probably suffice. Gonna push down, that will allow you to do that. Sometimes just doing that and just controlling how we're pulling, how we're pushing, stuff like that, how you're grabbing things. Okay, say if you're doing curls, instead of doing hammer curls, we can go palms up, or the other way, just based off of where you have pain. So we say, hey, if it hurts, don't do it. Let's switch it to something else. You can do direct forearm work to whether you're going like this or we're curling up and down. But for the most part, this isn't like a death sentence. I know initially this can hurt very bad, but you just have to keep doing these things that don't really feel that good and kind of go in and out. Now, if it gets to the point where, hey, I've been doing all these things, it's not getting better, we'll always say, hey, go to the professionals, go to your doctor. They're going to send you to a physical therapist. They'll do things called scraping. There's a bunch of other words for it, but essentially they'll get a dull blade and they scrape in certain ways. I can't do this. I'm not the professional. They are. They would scrape in certain ways. It would break up scar tissue, and it's going to force blood to that area. That hurts very badly, but it's kind of like the price you have to pay to get out of pain with that. So that does help out a lot, and they can tell you on how often you're going to do or what you can do. They have other tools that at their disposal that can help that. But in the meantime, you can follow these tips, and hopefully that you get out of pain. Sometimes this can last a year. Sometimes it can last 2 months. Depends on how severe it is. If you're doing a lot of heavy pulling, okay, I'd recommend slowing down on that. You can still pull, we just don't want to go as intense. And then changing your grip to kind of suffice, hey, this doesn't hurt, okay, keep doing that. Okay, this does hurt, don't do that. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out.